This is Mariella from Chilean Hands, and today we're going to learn how to create a card to display your beautiful key rings that you're making using your Cricut. For this project we're going to use Cricut design space only, and everything there is free, so you don't have to worry about anything to purchase anything from any other program or even from Design Space. So just open Design Space on iPad like I'm using, or desktop, and you'll be there ready to go. You will open Canvas and then search images, and when you browse for all images, just type rounded rectangle. You will select the first one and then also the gray one that's down below. Our card actually will be the gray one. We're going to change the dimensions, but that's basically it. So for dimensions, in this case I use 7 by 9 centimeters, but it will depend on your needs. I thought that was great for me. It will fit perfectly in my cellophane bag, but again, that's up to you. You can change it. Make sure you unlock the padlock so the different sizes will fit perfectly there without making any bigger changes. I changed the color from gray to white, so that's the color of my background. The other rectangle, the black one, will become the slot for if you want to hang your card somewhere. I thought I just add this part, even though I'm not interested in using it, but I thought it would be handy if someone is doing a fair or market where you can just use a hook and hang your key rings there. So we just changed the dimension of that little rectangle, and we're going to add the image of this circle and place it in the center of it. And as you can see, then it takes the shape of what we want. We select and weld. Once it's welded, we can actually slice it. But in my case, I left it in there because I wanted to duplicate first the card, as my other cards won't have that slot. So we just duplicate, and then we're going to create the slot to actually place the key ring. So from the tools, we're going to grab a shape of a circle, and that circle will be 2.5 centimeters, an inch of diameter, and then we're going to duplicate that one. We will change the color of the duplicated one so it's easier to work with, and that one will be 2.45. This is slightly smaller, and you can see an edge there. So we select both and slice. We can take those inner circles, and then we get that little edge, which is what we need to create that slot. Delete one of those circles, and the other one we're going to make them smaller and place them in the center. So this will, as you may be able to see now, there are the round slots where the key ring rests. We now are going to actually move the sliced circle away and select those two little ones and make a welded image, so it's just a one, and we can select those two elements and make a slice. So we get this circle has a that missing part, and then we just contour the bottom half, put that back where the other ones, and select everything and weld, and then we've got the slot. So for the first one, I obviously have to make sure I place it in the right position under the hook slot that we made before. I made my card, so I select slice first, and here's the important part. We're going to make sure that our cards are edited and we arrange them to the back. So then when we place this extra element, you will be able to see it, okay? And then we can start slicing away. I like keeping my images, or this, in this case, the one that we made, it's welded image. I don't like deleting it, but instead I hide it in my layer, so if I need it again for some reason, it's there available for later use. Then we just can duplicate the second one, because I'm not interested at the moment. I'm using one with the hook slot, but just with the slot for the keyring itself. So I've got my 4 cards. Now the size of these cards, I made sure I was able to have 4 in one page without having to. So then you'll see sometimes you can't actually print more than 2 or 3 at a time. Okay, now we'll add some pretty elements to my cards, and I've got these flower arrangements, this wreath and that bouquet, and I think they will make a really nice thing for my card. It will give it a nice touch. Here, of course, you can add anything. You can add your logo, any image that you really like, or something according to who you're giving it to, maybe even a name if necessary. So for the wreath, I want to add the word thank you. I'll use the font Bralon, because I think it's a very nice one. You'll be able to find the link to this font in the description below. It's from Creative Fabrica, and I'm pretty sure it's a very good price too. And then you can use it forever, and you have all the licenses for it. I like doing this instead of just adjusting the space between the letters, only because it makes it easier to get, you know, everything close to the next. As you can see, the T and the H, they're pretty too close, so that's why it gets black in that H. So what you have to do in that case is just make sure they're touching just enough and not more. The same thing with whenever you're joining. Sometimes there are some letters that even if you try really hard, there's always gonna make that blackened letter in the center, and that means that they're crossing. One letter is crossing to the other, and then make it black. So if you try and you can't really get it to weld properly, there are a few things that you can do. One is really zoom in and make sure it's just enough. Or what I like doing is I like duplicating one of these letters. In this case, I'm going to make a duplicate of the O. Select the just 2 and slice. So when you slice, you're going to get out whatever was in the middle, making this interference between these 2 letters. Okay, and that really works perfectly every time, even though here looks a bit funny, like if you would think that it won't work, but it does. So that's one of my, I wanted to record that because it's usually something that comes a lot while you're working on a project with fonts. Here, after that, I can weld and change the color of the writing. I wanted to match the leaves of that wreath, and I like changing it instead of cut to print. After I've done all the adjustments of the size, we can select everything and attach those, put it on that card, and then I thought it looked really nice, so I duplicated and made it for the second one. For this second part, what we're going to do, I wanted to add the word Chilean Hands, so that's what we do. We add Chilean Hands, And we do the same thing. We just separate all the letters and make sure everything looks aligned and in the correct position before we can go ahead and weld, change color. Again, when it says no fill, I change that to print instead of cut. Now what we do is that we select each card with its elements and we attach them. Okay, so each one separately. And after we've done that, we select all of them, in my case 4. I select them all and then I flatten. That's when it's ready to go to the printer. So then we go and make it. And then this part is just printing out your cards themselves. So it will depend on which paper you're using and your settings in your printer. In my case, I use 250 GSM paper from Officeworks, and that worked perfectly with my Epson and the settings of matte. And I make sure I leave that bleed out, and so it's ready to go. So after I print my material, my card, as you can see, comes with the square for the registration marks. I choose the materials. In this case, I go for heavy cardstock because it matches perfectly the paper that I'm using, which is, as I said before, the 250 GSM, which is equivalent to 100-pound paper for America. And then we let our machine do the rest. Remember, the machine at the beginning, it will make sure everything is where it should be, so it will go through all the registration marks, and that may take a little bit. And after it's done, then all the cutting happens. The machine has done its job and my cards came out exactly as I wanted them to be. As you can see, that one has the cut slot for a hook, and I'm ready to place my my keyrings that I've made also using my Cricut. I decorated them, put them in a bag, and then ready to go. You can actually sign your cards at the back if you're giving them away as a gift to your customers, or even you can add any message if it's a requested message for a gift from customer to someone else. You can leave, I show you, change the color from gray to white, but you can change the color to any color, and then your card will be printed as the color that you chose. So not necessarily white, but any color that you choose them to be. I hope that you like this video and that you can share this with friends and make beautiful cards for your wonderful keyrings. See you in the next one. Bye!